All right, so the first episode of Titans was really solid in my opinion. Again, I do know some things about Titans and I do know some storylines, so I do know where they're going, but I really can't judge what I think of the series because I think that this truly was an introduction to Raven and Robin in particular. I mean, we do see somebody there at the very end, but I need to see more of the show. So I really enjoy this episode way more than the actual pilot because this focused on Hawk and Dove, and I found their dynamic to be so good. And I'm a huge Minka Kelly fan, so that was a big plus for me for her playing Dove. And with what happens at the end, I was shocked, but I had read that that was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be her. I'm interested to see what happens next. So the things I liked about this episode is it did a lot of building on Raven and Robin. We find out what happened to Dove at the end of the episode from last week, which safe to say isn't good if you saw the last episode. I really like where the series is going. I really liked that insane family, that family of killers. I really think their dynamic is interesting, and we possibly met the big head of this whole thing. All right, guys. So this episode of Titans really takes a detour from where the show has been going. We meet the Doom Patrol, and I'll say right off the bat, I really like them. Specifically, the guy that looks like the Invisible Man, although I know he's not the Invisible Man. I loved Brendan Fraser as the Metal Man, and I like the Professor X sort of character. So, really good episode. Okay, I have one question kicking off here. Where the fuck are Hawk and Dove? Damn, they were like my two favorite characters. They showed up for one episode and then they got ousted. I hope they show up sometime later in the season. I thought all the stuff with the insane family and Dick fighting in the hotel room was great. I love the character building scenes and I love the little thing that happens at the end. I can't wait to watch the next episode. I really liked the interaction between the two Robins in this episode. Also, I liked learning a little bit more about Dick's backstory, especially about the people that he was around after his parents' death. And I kind of liked that they kept Jason Todd true to character, true to comic book character form, in the fact that he's a bit of a dick. First off, I really liked the work done between Robin and Dick Grayson in this episode. We really got to look at the duality between those two personalities, although they are one and the same person. I really enjoyed that aspect of this episode, and them kicking ass, getting out of the asylum at the end was awesome. Really enjoyed this episode. I really liked getting to know Rachel's mom in this episode. Their scenes were kind of heartbreaking, but really great at the same time. I loved all the stuff between Robin and Wonder Girl. Finding out that Dinah Prince has a sidekick is really cool, and I hope that we get to see more of her in the coming episodes. But also, that teaser kind of sucks that I have to wait till next week. But Hog and Dove next week. So excited. I love this episode from start to finish. I'm a big Hawk and Dove fan as far as the Titan series goes. I loved finding out how they met, finding out how they first, start to love each other, and all the development of Hawk. I thought it was really interesting to find out where he came from and what drew him into becoming a crime fighter. I love this episode so much. This episode really did some background character on the Starfire character. I really haven't liked the actress playing the character. That's no, assault on her acting capability. Maybe it's the way she was written, but I really have had trouble caring about her and her storyline. But it is interesting finding out more about her and finding out that Raven's parents are evil. If we didn't know that already. All right, so this is probably the darkest DC show that I've ever seen. Although I did like the dream aspect of it. Um, I wasn't expecting it. I thought that they were going to deal with Trigon and he was going to get away, and that would lead into season two. But I liked all the Dick and Dove stuff, even though I knew it wasn't real. And who the fuck was that toward the end credit? I don't know.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.